Sonic's nose, for example, it doesn't look like a jelly bean anymore. It looks like an actual animal nose, and it creeps me out. Like, look at this. If it was like a cartoony nose, this wouldn't be gross to do, but I can see that it's wet and it's gross. I feel like I need to wash my hands. Hey everyone, welcome to our very first in-studio production at Tails Channel. We are going to first do an analysis of the Sonic Movie 2 trailer. I'm super excited to get into this. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. And I can't wait to jump in front of the green screen and explain stuff to you guys, because this trailer is jam-packed with stuff to break down. Let's go. This is an exact recreation of the opening sequence from Sonic Adventure 1. So if you remember in SA1, he actually does do that. He actually jumps down and joins in on the excitement, except it ends up being chaos. Now pay attention as we move forward, because after he participates in his reckless shenanigans, you'll see an explosive fall into the sewer system. And oh, look at that. An iconic scene. Again, another adventure reference. 2 adventure references at the beginning of this trailer. These film creators very, very desperately want to appeal to fans. They're finding a way to do that in many, many ways, and I never thought we would get that with a Sonic movie. With Colleen being the voice of Tails as well, they're doing a lot of things that are gonna make fans happy in this film. So again, we've got more comedy from Ben Schwartz. It's gonna be a lot of physical comedy as well, slapstick humor. That's Gun. This must be the Master Emerald or Chaos Emerald. Some people even think it's going to be called the Super Emerald. Who knows what it is? But this is clearly, for whatever reason, electricity here is supposed to represent, I guess, chaos energy. We saw at the end of the Sonic movie 1 that Tails kind of had like a yellow streak following him when he flew away. I don't know if Tails has chaos energy as well, but chaos energy is represented with electricity. And you have to remember, the only really thing that kind of communicated that Sonic had electric powers is when he got emotional in the first movie. He shut down the power grid with that like kind of sonic boom, but he really doesn't do anything very electrical. So I think it's really just a cool way to represent the energy and the power. The superpowers in this movie are a big consistent theme. We're seeing it here too. A Ben Schwartz-esque joke, more eggs to fuel the Eggman line. He's back. He's in a coffee shop, as you'll notice. So in Eggman's absence, Stone went to work at a coffee shop. I guess he's really, really good at making lattes. I wonder if he's going to be incredibly miserable. There's the emerald that's much bigger. I don't know if they're just going to go with one emerald. That might streamline the story a bit, right? If there's multiple emeralds, that's multiple battles and different characters and a lot of things to get involved. Maybe this emerald shatters and creates the Chaos Emeralds. And they've taken liberties already with this story. Who knows? They could do it. And Tails, as we said earlier, looks wonderful. Comparing this directly to Tails from the first movie, he definitely looks less chubby. His eyes are bigger, but I love this much better. And you know what's interesting? The fur actually on Sonic, if you look at the fur on Sonic, it's less saturated and it actually looks, just the fur looks like the original movie design's fur. Remember when he says, "Gotta go fast"? And he looks up at the camera. The reason this movie looks so much better is because these animators were able to spend their entire development cycle focusing on the new redesign. And so we're now seeing truly what Sonic would look like in a movie if they were faithful to his actual design. So I think that's why they were able to improve so much. So, I mean, hey, maybe the critics will enjoy this movie much more because Sonic is much more integrated. It's just more technically impressive. It's much more Sonic-y. So I don't know if the critics are going to like that. Historically, critics have not liked Sonic stories, but maybe this can change things. It seemed like everybody wanted a Sonic movie to be animated only. And there's still people like that. But when we first got the details, when we saw nothing, that's what people were saying. They wanted it to be fully animated. It's the only way it could work. And you could even see Sega playing with stylized environments versus hyper-realistic. And we'll talk about it more when we talk about Frontiers. The movie is something I never thought we would get, which is an art team leaning completely onto the realism side. But it's still just cartoony enough. I don't know how they did it. Tyson Hess, thank you so much. I don't know how you did this. That's what makes this so surreal. Like when I look at Sonic's nose, for example, it doesn't look like a jelly bean anymore. It looks like an actual animal nose and it creeps me out. Like, look at this. Look at this guy's nose. It's It's perfectly real. I'm picking his nose, and I actually feel gross doing it. But like if it was like a cartoony nose, this wouldn't be gross to do. But I can see that it's wet and it's gross. I feel like I need to wash my hands. So enough on that. But again, he looks wonderful. I love the scene. Communicating Sonic's reckless nature, right? Step 1, light taunting, and then step 2, I have no idea. And there's the I have no idea coming back again, which is great. I do believe they filmed this one like shortly after the second one, so it's got all the right notes from the first film. Everything we were missing in this film as well. Let's keep going. The tornado's here, and it looks faithful to the original, minus the wings. I believe the wings were silver. That was my favorite joke when I first saw it, like Looney Tunes, all that stuff, really cartoony humor. I find that it's something that everybody can enjoy. The thing is, that's why they have Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz has an improv background, and it's more so what he says that's really funny. And what Jim Carrey does is really funny. Like, for example, if you look back to the Game Awards, when Jim Carrey was just saying, like, don't grade it in the grinder. I don't even know what that meant. And I remember reacting at the Game Awards and being like, why is this funny? Why is this so funny? Because if anyone else did that, it wouldn't be funny. It blows my mind that it was funny. It was funny though. It was not just a little funny, hilarious to me. And I don't know what it is. No one else could play Eggman. The stars aligned, eternally grateful. In fact, I might be a little bit more of a movie Sonic fan than I am a Sonic fan. But again, that can all change with Frontiers. And we'll get to that very soon. But yeah, he's clearly going through a temple where Eggman finds the Master Emerald, Chaos Emerald, whatever it is, right? And we're going to be able to see Sonic kind of effortlessly traverse this environment and really utilize his skills. It implies lore that I'm hoping to get. So that's also going to, like I was saying before, is going to lean into Jim Carrey's physical comedy, right? He's somehow, look at his eyes. Jim Carrey. That's going to lean into his skill set, right? There's probably going to be a funny compilation of him using his genius to get through all the traps. And it's going to be really entertaining to see Jim Carrey navigate this. And you know he's gonna help them kind of structure it. So it's really going to utilize the talent they have in all the right ways. And you can see it happening in this trailer. So not only is it capitalizing on everything that a Sonic film needs to capitalize on, it's capitalizing on everything that a movie needs to capitalize on. A movie is only as good as the actors you hire. Now I'm biased because I'm an actor, but I truly believe that if you get strong actors who can also improvise and you have a strong script, that's what makes a movie magic. I don't see any glaring issues. So from my experience, I say they're checking all the right boxes for me, and I'm extremely hyped. So funny, this reminds me so much of the bar fight scene and the contrasting personalities of Sonic and Tails. This actually gives us a very good indication on like what we can expect from the dynamic of these two. Sonic just being like, what's the problem? It's exciting. And Tails just like has zero tolerance for that kind of stuff, which I hope they give enough time for Knuckles and Tails' characters to be fleshed out. I'm almost certain that Knuckles will get his lore and everything because the Chaos Emerald is so deeply integrated. Robotnik is using Knuckles as part of the story. So you can kind of see how the story's going to focus on that. I'm a little bit worried they're not going to do Tails' story justice. This is really the only shred of evidence we may have. It's a stretch, but there's a contrast here. As Sonic and Tails meet, I hope they explore that and they have a funny dynamic that plays off of each other really well. It looks like they're going on some sort of journey together. This shot looks fantastic, looks beautiful. That's probably when he shows up, or maybe it's when he returns the Chaos Emerald at the end. I have no clue, no way to know for sure. All the focus seems to be on this one emerald. I wonder if Knuckles lives there. Sonic's running on the water. We see that he is snowboarding, but that is a piece of probably one of the Buzz Bombers. So we're gonna get, you know, action from Sonic utilizing his design that communicates movement to move. Funny enough, we haven't seen any of the Quicksilver-esque slow-mo scenes yet. I wonder if they're gonna bring that back or if they're gonna really try to do something unique. Because as cool as those scenes were, it felt like they leaned on them a little bit too much, which resulted in the movie feeling very generic, right? Been there, done that, right? We got the buddy cop aspect, animated character in a real world, those Quicksilver segments. So I can see why people kind of felt like it was samey, right? But again, we see none of that here. There's a chance that they're really going for a Sonic movie this time. I hope they got all the green lights they needed to just make the movie they wanted to. Eggman just looks so great here. I was looking at this morning and like, that just looks so much like Eggman, or Robotnik, I should say. This is it. In fact, this looks so good that I'm almost worried that it's inevitable these designs will affect the official ones. Because I'm looking at Frontiers and I want to see fur on Sonic. I don't know if I would hate the 2 eyes either at this point. I don't even know if I would hate blue arms. Am I just becoming a movie Sonic fan? Is that what's happening right now? Are they converting me? It all depends on what Frontiers does, but honestly, it's hard for me to not look at modern Sonic now, especially when he's in a realistic environment like he is in Frontiers. If it was stylized, it'd be a different story. And if they leaned into stylization, like, say, Into the Spider-Verse does, if they leaned as far as they could into stylization, and they used 2D animation sensibilities, I think that's where modern Sonic, one eye, no fur kind of situation would work really well. But that's where I stand right now, is if you're gonna do realism, the movie does it so well now. So why would you take any other angle? We got his egg mobile here. He's shooting a missile at the snap of his fingers. He's got those robotic gloves, so we know that he can activate everything. He's always got some sort of tech at his disposal. Always a backup plan. Way more threatening. Also, they're going with Robotnik. How do you feel about that, Sonic fans? Return to sender. Love that. I noticed that he didn't actually throw the missile back at Eggman. He throws it at the monument. He throws it at the ruins. If we go back here, those are the ruins getting hit. I don't imagine Knuckles will be very happy about that, Sonic. This might be exactly what Robotnik planned. Yes, I'm saying Robotnik now. Maybe Sonic's recklessness causes the conflict to begin with. Maybe there's something that Sonic can learn from Knuckles. We'll have to see what they do when it comes to Knuckles' gullible traits. So this is definitely a callback to the first movie. The ending scene, he's referring to his power, but we can see that Sonic can control his powers now. And also Sonic's face looks much different. Look at this. You see how like the structure of his face is completely different? Like, I feel like this snout was much more pronounced. I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks great. And then we get Knuckles catching Sonic in a ball. Is he spinning? He is spinning. So this is... Do you think I need your power? So their powers directly contrast with each other, guys. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning. We saw the green electricity from the Chaos Emerald. We see electricity in Knuckles and electricity in Sonic. So this is very interesting because it means Sonic is somehow connected to these emeralds, right? In the main games, there is nothing connecting Sonic's powers to the emeralds. And then he just becomes Super Sonic when he has the emerald's power. Knuckles, he has chaos energy. We see it in the adventure games. He can do certain things with the Master Emerald. But again, how did he learn those things? Is it simply that he's been around it long enough that the emerald just kind of chooses you? Did the emeralds choose Sonic? Why did they choose Sonic? Lots of questions, but that's not a bad thing. But these are the questions we want answered that we can finally ask for, because now we're getting a narrative-driven Sonic piece of media. So now we can ask these questions, and not only that, but we're getting something that's simultaneously trying to reboot the franchise, but also trying to be faithful to the franchise. I'm willing to treat this as canon if it continues to meet those goals. Again, a trailer is a trailer, so they could be pulling the wool over my eyes, but so far so good, and I'm willing to treat this as the canon. Connecting the dots, if you will, in the main games to kind of make this story fit. Sonic somehow isn't dead. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. Knuckles, no! Knuckles just looks wonderful. Actually, there is a little bit to say, because his expressions. Look at how many, like, wrinkles there are, right? They're finding a way to express his hot temper. Sonic never got that angry. He has a serious face in the Sonic movie and in these trailers, but it never went to that extent. And they've captured that really, really well with Knuckles, right? The mouth gets angry in all the right places. Look at those pronounced, like, eyebrow wrinkles. You can even see over his nose. There's a couple of ripples there. Yeah, right around there. There's a couple of ripples over his nose, which is exactly how it would ripple if he was an animal. It looks accurate, but also cartoony. I don't know how they're doing this. Is it Tyson Hess? Like, I need to know everyone involved. so I could just give him a big thank you. All right, guys, and that's the end of the Sonic Movie 2 first trailer. We're going to be doing more analysis like this on the channel for IDW Sonic comics, for Sonic Frontiers, and for future trailers of Sonic Frontiers and the Sonic Movie 2, and various other pieces of Sonic media. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. This was Evan for Tales channel, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Peace.